it's Joe, and I'm here at the Senior Center in Jackson, Wyoming. And today we're going to do a short core strengthening workout using the stability ball. So this video will be short, and we will do several different exercises. If you come to my Monday or Thursday class where we focus on strength and agility, then you're very familiar with the stability ball. And what I wanted to do was give you a video you could use at home to supplement your other activities. So in other words, if you take yoga for strength or Pilates, or if you do the weights and more class, this will give you an additional workout to add to that. So you've got kind of this library of exercises and classes that you can choose from during our time away from each other. So hopefully at some point we'll be back together again. But anyway, so it's a short video, and also I've got a couple new exercises in the sequence that you may not be familiar with. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All you need is a stability ball. And if you don't have one and you want to add this to your in-home exercise equipment, I'm sure you can get one on Amazon or some other place right now. Ideally, the kind of the specs or requirements they suggest for the inflation is about, I think, 4 to 6 inches of compression. So in other words, when you blow the ball up, you want to be able to push the ball in at about 6 inches. And you'll know if you've got too much air in there, it's going to feel very unstable. So yeah, about 6 inches of compression and you'll be good to go. So the idea is we use the stability ball to strengthen and engage and essentially wake up these core muscles. The core muscles are your abs, your hips, your pelvic floor, and your low back. You can think of it kind of as a cylinder or a girdle. This is your source of strength and stability and power in the body. If these muscles are not engaged and they are weak, then the low back is often at risk, or you tend to move too much from your extremities. So it's so important that we strengthen what we call the core area, and especially the abdominal area. This area has a variety of muscles that lie in different directions, and it's very hard to get these muscles to engage or participate in our functional movement, our daily movement. So that's why these type of exercises with the stability ball are so beneficial, and yeah, it gives you again a good awareness of where the core muscles are. So grab your ball, and I do wear tennis shoes so that way I won't slide on the floor in a minute when we take off and start to weight bear on the ball. Part of the challenge of the exercise is that it's unstable, which is a good thing because we have to work harder, but I don't want my feet to fly out away from me. So I have my tennis shoes on, and also I like to use a yoga mat that is optional. So grab your ball, and you're going to take an athletic stance, and I'm going to turn this way so you can see my profile, but you can just face me, face the camera. You're going to take an athletic stance. That means the hips are very neutral. Often we tend to push the hips forward, or we tend to lean back. So we want just a very upright position, a very neutral hips. So the hips are very level. Elbows are slightly bent. And one benefit of the stability exercises that we do with the ball is, like I said before, we get into those core muscles, but we also create a lot of shoulder stability, and it's so important. And I say that as someone who has an injured shoulder. We want to create stability in the shoulder joint itself, and we want to create strength and mobility in those upper back muscles to protect the shoulder. So you will feel quite a bit of work in that upper body, but that's a good thing because you're creating stability for the shoulder joint, so it is protected. Because here at the Senior Center, all of our shoulder joints are aging, and a lot of us have injuries and so forth, so we have to protect those shoulders. So take the ball, elbows are slightly bent, we take those shoulders back, now take the shoulder blades down just a touch, so it feels pretty neutral. In other words, we're not like this, but we're not like this, and we're not like this. It's a very neutral position. Hips are level, shoulders are neutral. Give the ball a squeeze, and then release. And right away, when you squeeze into the ball, you're going to feel more a sense of the midline of the body. You'll feel those abs wake up. So that's what we're looking for. And it seems like a really simple thing, but it's a hard action to make happen. You're trying to get the abs to wake up. So squeeze the ball. Again, elbows are bent, and then take the shoulders back, a touch down. Now notice how, even though we're squeezing the ball, we feel the shoulders, and that's okay. That's our stability. But we want to get into the abs. So pull your belly in. Hips are neutral. Now drop the hips a touch. Knees are bent. And you're just going to lift up and down. And up and down. Can you guys feel that? So you feel the shoulder action. There's some work there. That means the shoulders are getting more stable. But you also feel those abs start to draw in towards the spine a little bit. So let's do 3 more. And 1 and 2 and 3. Hold the ball, and again, you'll feel shoulder fatigue, and that's okay. Now you're going to do just some little pulses right here. Pull down slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now bring the ball in. Rest a little bit. Now I'm going to turn to the side. So now that we're kind of warming up and waking up the abdominal area, we're going to add some twisting. And again, just kind of getting a sense of the muscle action and the movement at the same time. So athletic stance, hips are neutral. Squeeze the ball. I'm going to finish it this time. And you're going to do a safe twist. So you're going to pivot on your foot. See how my hip turns? And I'm squeezing the ball firmly. And I'm going to do a little bit of a twist like this. And then I'm going to go all the way to the other side. And again, look how I'm pivoting on my feet. So what I'm training my body to be able to do safely is to twist with a little bit of weight or a load. So that way, if I'm swinging my suitcase, that way my body can handle that motion and won't hurt my lower back. So see how I'm pivoting on the foot, hips rotate in, and then I'm squeezing the ball at the same time. So again, just training those abs to wake up a little bit and engage as I do a twist. Let's do 4 more. And 1 and 2. You're going to feel your shoulders, and that's okay. 3 and 4. Back to center. Bring those arms down. Roll those shoulders back. Let the shoulders relax a little bit. I'm going to turn back this way so you can see my profile. Now we're going to do a forward bend. So we did a twist. Now we're going to do a forward bend. Both of those positions are a little bit higher risk move for the low back. So we're trying to get the abs to work while we do those movements. So ball right here. Walk your feet back a touch, and you're in a forward bend. Hips and knees are slightly bent. Look down at the ball and have the elbows to the side. And if you need to look at me, go ahead and do that. So the elbows are bent, and all we're going to do is we're going to push into the ball and feel your abs contract, and then let go a little bit. Now do that 2 more times. So push and come up, and 1 more time. Push, feel your navel draw in as you come up, and come up. So now we're going to do that, and we're going to add some instability, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. In fact, take a second, look up at me and watch, and then we'll do it together. So we're going to be in our forward bend, athletic stance, elbows slightly bent, feel your shoulder blades on the back, press down, feel your abs, and now you're going to roll side to side. So I'm keeping my hips still, my legs are still, and as I'm pushing down really firmly and pushing the ball side to side, I begin to feel a little bit of muscle action right under my ribs on each side. So go ahead and join me. Push down. You're in athletic stance. Now roll the ball side to side, but keep your hips and your knees still. They face forward. So you're going to feel right around the ribs, kind of at the waistline area. So that gets a little bit more into your oblique area. And again, we're just kind of warming up, so just feel the muscle action. Let's do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Come back to center. Come to spider fingers, let those shoulders relax a little bit. Can you guys feel that? Can you feel those abs engage or actually contract when you're doing that movement. If not, just keep practicing, keep trying. At some point, you're going to feel that muscle action we're looking for. So we're going back to forward bend, push down, walk your feet back, athletic stance. Now you're going to be more unstable. So you're going to lift up on the balls of the feet, keep your heels up, go forward and back, side to side. If you need to look at me for a second, go ahead. Forward, back, side, side, back to center. A couple more. Forward, back, side, side, center. Come back, roll the ball back, come up, roll the shoulders out a little bit. We're going to do that again, except we're going to go a little faster. So it gets more challenging because we're slightly off balance and the ball feels wobbly. So that means those abs have got to work harder. Back to forward bend, push down, come up on the balls of the feet. If that's too unstable, keep your feet down. And we're going to go a little faster. Roll forward, back, lean to the right, lean to the left. Then come back to center. Forward, back, side to side, back to center. It's almost like if you think about when you're unbalanced, say if you've been on a surfboard or a paddleboard and you've got the movement of the water, it's that same sensation of being off balance, but at the same time you have to kind of go with it a little bit. So go side, side, center, go forward, and then come back. Now we're going to change gears. You're going to flip over. We're going to come to a bridge position, and we're going to do just that. We're going to do bridge poses, several repetitions. So heels are on the ball, and the ball's going to be really wobbly, and that's okay. So press down actively with your feet. Going to feel those hamstrings engage, and that's a good thing. These muscles tend to be a little bit weaker and tighter. Roll the shoulders back, look at the ceiling, and you're going to lift the hips up into a bridge, and you're going to feel those legs, those hips, inner thighs, glutes, and abs, and then drop. And we're going to keep doing that. We're going to go up and hold for 4 and then back down. And as you come back down, try to be as strong and stable as possible. So try not to let the ball wiggle. So shoulders back, look at the ceiling, press those heels down, lift up, 2, 3, 4, and down. Now don't go all the way to the floor. That's going to make it harder. And lift up, 2, 3, 4, and down. Can you guys feel that? If you need more rest, drop your hips all the way to the floor. If you want it more challenging, keep those hips slightly lifted. So it's up, 2, 3, 4, and down. And so personally, I feel my hamstrings like crazy. So that's a good thing. It's strengthening my hamstrings. And let's do 2 more. Up, 2, 3, 4, down. And one more time, one more bridge. Up, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now come down, hold. Pelvis is off the floor. Now pull your belly in strong. Press those heels down. Hold for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hips to the floor. Feel the relief. Make sure you breathe. Now we're going to flip back over. No rest. So you're going to come down to your knees at first, and we're going to do a forearm plank. So you're going to take your elbows into the ball. It looks like this position right here. And you can have your hands overlapped or apart like 2 fists. So press the elbows down. At first it'll be wobbly. Look slightly down so your head is in line with your spine. Stay on your knees for the first repetition. So this is position 1, and it's the most supported. Push the elbows down, shoulders back, shoulder blades a touch down. Now tone the belly, push in to the ball, and pull your belly in at the same time. Do y'all feel that? Hold, hold. Okay, now to take it up a notch. Lift up, forearm plank, hold. Bend your knees a touch, hips are lifting, shoulders back, and the ball's squishy, so your wrists are gonna rise up just a touch, and that's okay. Feel your elbows digging. Hold, pull your belly in, hold. Now come down, take a breath, take the shoulders back, roll the shoulders back, feel the tension release a little bit. So just to kind of clarify, it's different than when we do our forearm on the plank on the floor because nothing's moving and it's very stable and strong. On the ball, again, it's kind of like on a surfboard. Everything's kind of shifting, so the arms will come up a little bit, and that's okay. We're going to do that again, and this time we're going to rock back and forth, just like what we did in the first exercise a few minutes ago with the forward bend. So we're adding more instability, so the muscles have to work harder. And the brain, there's a lot of neurological work going on here. Come to forearm plank. That means you're on your forearms, elbows are bent. Make sure those elbows are right under the shoulders, that's very important. And again, the wrist may not press all the way down, but that's okay. So come up into plank, hold, my feet are way apart, athletic stance, knees slightly bent, shoulders stay back, and you're gonna rock back and forth. And you don't have to go side to side, just rock back and forth. So you're pressing the lower arm down into the ball, and you can watch me if you need to. And you gotta be really mindful of your low back on this, because this is an incredible amount of work in the core area. And if your low back starts to hurt, come down to the knees and do the exercise from position 1. We're gonna do 8 more. 1, 2, do you all feel this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come down to the knees. 1 more set of bridge pose. Turn back over. Come down to the mat. Feet hip width apart. Actively press those heels down. Try to keep the ball as still as possible. Feel those leg muscles engage, shoulders back. Lift those hips up and hold, hold. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit shorter sequence than we did last bridge. So we're going to drop down. Don't let the hips touch the floor. So up, bridge, and lower. Up and lower. And as you lower, pull the navel in, down. Let's do 4 more and then you're done. 1, lower. 2, feel those hamstrings. That's the back of your thigh. 3, and 4, and come all the way down, hips down. Turn back over. Bring the ball back towards you. So now we're going to do a different move. We call this a pike. How we doing? Do y'all feel those abdominal muscles? We're almost done. Just a couple more moves will be done. So pike. You're going to lay on the ball. So watch me first. Lay on the ball. Feet to the wide edges of the mat. Very athletic stance. Hands under the shoulders and elbows slightly bent. Now I'm going to roll out, because this feels quite comfortable, but I got to make it a little bit more challenging. So I'm going to roll away from the ball, and I'm going to come back a little bit to make sure you can see me. So the further the ball is from my torso, the more challenging. I've made the lever longer, so to speak. So if I want to make this super challenging, I put the ball under my shins. But for right now, to do pike, it's right into the hips. Claw the floor, let the heart drop, and you're going to pull in and you're going to hold. Hold pike. So there's your pike position, feels really good on the back. There's a lot of extension through the spine. Belly draws in, hug your legs towards each other, and then I'm going to push out. So I roll back out, and then I pull in. So this is our pike. So let's go. Go ahead and join me. I'm going to do 10. 1, push back. 2, 3, slow control. Lift those hips. draws in. 4, 5. Try to keep the ball still. 6, 7, 8. You got 2 more. 9 and 10. Up to pike. Hold. Hold. Feel how stable you are. Hug your legs in. Navel draws in. Push the ball back out. Roll back. Take a breath. Come up. Just to kind of roll the shoulders back, release the tension. So that was our pike. Now we're going to do a push-up, and then we're going to combine the moves. So it looks like this. We roll back out, and again, the further the ball is away from the torso and the shoulders, the harder the move. Hug the legs together, tone the belly. So pull the belly in so that the hips are slightly lifted. So my low back feels okay. Claw the floor, elbows slightly bent, and I'm going to drop to a push-up, and then I'm going to push back up. I'll do that one more time. Drop to a push-up, then push back up. Okay, let's go. Let's do 12 of these. 1, 2, make sure the belly draws in. I'm going to do 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, elbows wide, 7, almost there, 8, got 4 more, 9, 10, belly draws in as you come up, 11, and 12, come down, roll back, let the arms come up, wiggle your fingers a little bit, good work you guys. So now I'm going to put the 2 moves together. We're going to do a pike, then a push-up. We're going to do just several repetitions, pike, then a push-up, and then we're going to put the whole move together to make it super challenging. So first move goes like this. We roll back out for that pike. So the ball is pretty much under the thighs. Pull in for pike, push out, and then do a push-up. Let's go. 8. We're going to do 8. Pike, push-up. There's 1. Pike, roll out, push-up. You got 6 more. Pike, roll out. There's 3. Take your time. Halfway there. Pike, navel draws in. Push those legs down. Pike, push out. I lost count. Let's do 2 more. Pike, push out. And you got 1 more. Pike, push out. And out. Good. Roll back. And take a deep breath. Again, wiggle those wrists and fingers. Those push-ups, even though we're using the larger muscles in the chest and shoulders and the core, we still get some stress on those wrists. So roll the wrist out. So we're going to take a break from that, and then we're going to come back to that in just a second. So now just lay over the ball. So the next move, a little less intense, but you're going to involve your low back a little bit more. So we want to be really mindful that we're not hurting the low back. So just lay on the ball, shoulders back a little bit, glide your throat back, head in line with your spine. And what we're going to do is you're going to bring your legs in about hip-width apart, and you're going to roll a little bit more forward. And watch me for just a second. Hands are forward, elbows bent, and you're going to lift, and you're going to lower. Lift and lower. So what we're doing is you feel the strengthening in the glutes. Those are your large, kind of your larger hip butt muscles there. But you're also strengthening the low back. So you don't want any pain in the low back. Now the challenge is, as you do this, as you lift up, pull your navel in away from the ball. So go ahead and join me. And I find it actually feels good on my back to do this. And we're going to add a little bit of a cobra here in just a second. Let's do 4 more. 1. Look slightly down, head in line with the spine. 2. And remember, as you lift the legs, can you pull the belly a little bit away from the ball? That's hard to do. Let's do 2 more. Lift. And you got 1 more. Lift. And down. Breathe. Breathe. Now we're going to do a little bit of a cobra, just like we do in yoga class, but it allows us to have a more muscular cobra. So in other words, we really feel the muscles activate in the pose because we're not on the floor like we are in yoga. You're on the ball, so you can get a better sense of really how muscular we have to be in order to do a safe and effective cobra. So watch me first. Feet are slightly a little bit wider than hip width apart. I'm on spider fingers. Roll the shoulders back. Now I'm going to lift, and I'm going to do a little bit of a cobra or an upward dog. And I'm going to lift, and then come down. And again, go ahead and join me, and just go slow and control. The ball moves a touch forward, and I feel my shoulder blades move. That means those muscles in between the shoulder blades are getting stronger. And I'm going to lift. And again, I find this feels really good. Just make sure you don't have any pain or compression in the low back. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. And roll back. Kind of have your knees come to the floor. Move your hips a little bit. Check in with your low back. Make sure there's no pain. Now you're going to come to a plank. So we're in the same position. The ball is right under the hips and the kind of the belly area. This exercise is a little bit more subtle because we have the support of the ball, but you're really going to feel those abs engage. Arms in the same position, so they're kind of wider on spider fingers. Roll a little bit forward, feet are wide, and actually come down to palms and fingertips on the floor, not spider fingers. So you're going to hold your position. Now pull your belly in away from the ball. Watch me over a second. You will see my low back area actually move away from the ball. Can you guys see that? And so I'm not trying to push through my hands. I'm trying to pull my navel in and let the muscles in the abdominal area lift my low back. So go ahead and join me. Look at the mat, head in line with your spine, hands on the mat. Now pull your belly in and lift and release. And again, pull your belly in strong as you can and feel your torso move away from the ball. Can you guys feel that? That's your core strength. That's what protects your low back. So lift and down. Okay, let's do 2 more. Navel in towards the spine. And down, and let's do 1 more. Pull your belly in strong. Now hold. Now hold a full plank. Hold. Pretend like that ball's not there. What would that plank feel like? Navel in, hold. Now come down, release. Does that make sense? Do you guys feel that? So not last move, but we're going to go back to our pike with a push-up. And this time it's going to be a little bit more of a power move. So watch me first. So I'm in my pike position. So I'm going to pull in and then I'm going to drop. Looks like this. Drop. So see how I'm going faster now? It's a little bit more of a pump move. So go ahead and join me. So it's pike, then drop into that cushion. Elbows wide, go for it. Navel draws in, keep going. Pull in, roll back out. Pull in. Keep going, you got it. Let's do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Come down, come off the ball. Take a breath, take a breath. We got 2 more moves and then we're done. So come up. So we're going to back out to the pike. Watch me. Crawl out. Hold. See how the ball is on my shins And now I'm going to crawl back. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off the ball. 1, 2, 3. Ball on the shins. I crawled out. Go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this time hold. So the ball is on the shin, or under the shins. A lot more challenging. Lift the hips slightly and just hold the pose. Hold. Hug the legs together. Head in line with your spine. Hold. Hold. Bend your elbows. Now roll all the way back out. Come up. Good work, you guys. Last move. Watch me first. And always check in with your low back, because it could be that you've had enough by now and that you're done, and that's fine, because even though we're really emphasizing the abs, the low back is also working. So take the ball, place it between the shins, and you're going to feel your inner thighs activate, and that's good because those inner thighs tend to be a little tighter and weaker. Squeeze the ball, come down. Watch me first. Let me make sure you can see me. Here's option 1. This is a more protected option for the low back. Hands under the hips, and it looks like this. Squeeze the ball, and you're going to lower and then squeeze the ball and lift back up. Watch me again. And again, my hands are under my hips, and I feel the small of my back. I feel the lumbar curve. So I'm not trying to flatten my back into the floor. That's really important. You feel the natural curve in the small of the back. Okay, this is option 1. Now, if you want to make it more challenging, you're going to pass the ball off. So the ball goes over your head, squeeze, and then you're going to pass it to your lower body, and then you're going to lower like this. So watch me. Take the ball and lower. So choose option 1 or option 2, which is a little more challenging, especially for the low back, and go ahead and join me. This is our last move. Lower. Pass the ball, squeeze. Feel those inner thighs. Take the ball, lower. Keep going. Make sure you breathe. Breathe. Look at the ceiling. Let's do 2 more. Last time. Lower and come up. Squeeze the ball. Hold. Stay here. Now everybody put their hands under their hips. Legs are slightly bent. Squeeze. Feel those inner thighs. Pull your belly in strong. And we're going to do 4 pulses. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And take the ball. Bend your knees. Bring your feet to the floor. Put your ball to the side. Come up. Turn over. Hands and knees. Swing your hips side to side a little bit. Loosen the hips. Now take your spine towards the ceiling so that you feel a dome shape in that upper back. That way we'll stretch those shoulder blade muscles, the muscles between those shoulder blades a little bit. And then let the spine come to neutral. Let's do that one more time. Take your spine towards the ceiling. And then let the spine come back to neutral. Come to spider fingers. Step forward, forward. Draw the belly in. Come all the way up. Shoulders back. Roll those shoulders back. Now bring those shoulders to neutral. Look straight ahead. Make sure your head is right over your shoulders. Take one arm up and do an easy side bend. So how we doing? Everybody's back okay? That's a lot of core strengthening, so you want to make sure your low back feels okay. And then come back. Let's do the other side. Lift up, over. This is a basic, what we call a QL stretch. There's a muscle that affects the low back called your quadratus lumborum, and it gets really tight. So as we do this stretch, you'll feel some releasing in the low back area right here. And then come back to center, come all the way down, take the arms up, and float the arms down. Good work, you guys. So again, the idea of this video is to give you a few exercises you can do with your stability ball at home. And it's kind of a little library of moves. So what you can do is pull out some of the exercises that you really like, that kind of speak to you a little bit, so to speak. And then you can just do those, or you can do numerous sets or repetitions of the various exercises. Again, this is just to give you some options. A set is usually anywhere from, say, 8 to 20 repetitions. Anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 sets is optional or ideal per exercise. So you can do a little or a lot depending on how much work you want to do that day. So hope I see you soon, and I miss you guys for sure. If you are enjoying all the videos we're offering, feel free to make a donation to the Senior Center of Jackson Hole. You can go to their website and see the details. And again, hopefully I'll see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.